Welcome back to Shhh-Grown Folks Talking. I'm your host, CK Caesar, joined by my co-host,
Lola Chanel.
Today we're going to be talking about the Netflix series Forever, based on the 1975 Judy Blume YA novel. Lola, a synopsis of the series.
Okay, of the series, we have Forever. So I'll just do 1 and 2. So just to give you a brief. Episode 1, Reunion. After a chance meeting at a party, Jason and Keisha catch feelings fast, but a misunderstanding could destroy their romance before it even starts. Ghosted, episode 2. Justin loses phone privileges, complicating his attempt to reconnect with Keisha, who's going through it after her ex suddenly reappears. Dun, dun, dun. Can I start off by saying that who was a senior in high school in 2017? This show,
Mm-hmm.
not all of it, but like how it was and how they were acting and how they were moving. That was just me. That was Lauren. Yeah, that was Lauren. that was pre big older grown. You know, like a little. My mind worked a little better. My frontal lobe is now developed. But Keisha and Justin, how they was blocking each other and moving
Really?
on. I was queen of block. Blocking the people Allah.
Well, I totally appreciated it. Was very a series of the time, and they acted according to their age. So that was cool to see.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you no more. And blocking works. Like, he had to work to get back in her graces.
He
like
had
go
to
through
work to get back in her good graces. Like
Mhm.
and she had to work to get back in his good graces. She was doing the running too. They was baby. This was a very good like show for the youth. Like show that it's just like this is what was happening in 2017. Like the height of social media and Instagram and the freedom of being a teen in this digital age and space. Oh,
and texting.
and texting and
Yeah, all that.
being misread over text. It's a great because I remember getting my phone taken one time and I had a little yeah that did not live near me. And I had to figure out a way to say, hey, my mama took my phone, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Going down to the bus stop and asking my friend, like, girl, please find him on Instagram and text him. Please, girl, I need.
So that goes to the point of it was very realistic.
It was very realistic.
In that area, because I was like, yeah. I mean, if she's blocking him, and it's a misunderstanding. So
and it's a misunderstanding.
I always love content where it's believable in the real world. So he went behind his parents' back and lied with the car, so you get your phone taken away. And Keisha, on the other hand, is like, why is he
not texting me back
after I've said some things?
We just now getting it back together, baby. Hold on.
Right. So what's happening? So then you spiral. You don't know him. You don't know his parents. You don't know that he lied in order to see you. So you don't know. You don't have any context. So you're just like, okay, he's no longer interested in me. I'm not going to put myself out there. Block.
This whole series, chef's kiss. I just was feeling all giddy and nostalgic because I was like, this is what it was like for me at that age. Like in 2017, I was a senior in high school. 2018, I was a freshman in college. Oh my goodness. Like this, it makes sense as to what I was going through at that time. This for people who were watching when Issa Rae came out with Insecure, if they were that age when like all of that was coming out. If I had something like this that came out after I was like a sophomore in college, and this is what I would have been like, this is my life right now, girl. How did y'all know? How did y'all know? Oh, we're good. I'm jumping ahead for both of us. This is Forever, and it is it, like C said, it is inspired by Judy Blume, but it's created by and written by Mara Brock Akil, who gave us all the things. She gave us Girlfriend. She gave us The Game. She gave us what else did Mara give us? Being Mary Jane. I think she was a writer on Being Mary Jane. And so many other black TV shows.
So she's very good at when it comes to developing character, creating drama around situations and making it realistic, and and speaking the way people talked either in that time or in the 18s and 19s. So she's a seasoned vet.
She
and
is
this is a
reimagining. seasoned vet, and she is absolutely phenomenal. Also, Moesha. She gave us Moesha. That's what it was.
Moesha. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
She was a producer on Moesha.
So it was based on a Judy Blume book, YA novel in 1975. A podcast that I listened to said they really just took the name because in the novel, a young woman falls in love for the first time and losing her virginity. The novel was deemed controversial because
you were saying it right.
Right, first time, okay. People didn't like it because they thought it was too sexually explicit for young readers, and some states went as far to ban it from schools. So
I can understand that, but I mean, like
1975, late 70s.
Them kids will hunt you.
Yes, but you don't talk about it. So
that's the problem.
That was the problem. So one of my points is this. I feel like this series and this show is good for parents and teens because it brings up a lot of issues when it comes to sexuality and talking about having that conversation, and when should you have that conversation, and
you should not be having the sex conversation with the 16-year-old for the first time. That's my opinion.
I agree with that too. By that time, it's
too late. They done found something, or somebody around them is talking about it. Let's be honest. So no, you should not. Talk to the children, and the sex education starts.
It starts in the home, and I think it starts young, and you just base it on their age.
You ain't gotta be graphic.
Right, but you're talking about your body and what's a safe touch, what's an unsafe touch, different. And as they grow up, you get a little more. They learn a little bit more from you,
more explicit with your vocabulary and language.
Right. So that's the hope.
Not
so
by the time. Bad.
Right. So by the time they are 16 and 17, they have an understanding of sex and emotions behind it and what happens and all that stuff, and they're now learning it from sources that may steer them otherwise. So one of my questions or thought was, when Keisha is on her date with Justin, she'd known him for a couple of hours, and she proceeds to give this man a sexual experience. He's like, whoa. My thought is,
he said, "Are you just doing this because I bought you something?" And I was just like, "Oh," but I think,
which I'm like, valid question.
What were you asking? Because I guess.
Well, my thought was, what made her want to go from 0 to 10, meaning I'm in such a short amount of time. Like
Okay.
she's never met this.
So
She's in hour 2 of their date at a movie, and she's already willing, without prompting, without any pressure. It's just like,
okay, so we know by this time, well, we don't know. Later find out that Keisha has a sex tape with a previous boyfriend and she's trying to keep it under wraps, but teens are teens, and the internet is the internet. Once it's out there, it's out there. And so I am going to say she probably just felt comfortable. And if you don't have a healthy sex talk, if your sex talk is only don't have sex, don't get pregnant, which we realize that Keisha's mom is really like, don't make the same mistakes that I did. I want you to be better than me, my precious girl, my precious girl. So she doesn't have a healthy uh scope of sex and exploring her sexuality and exploring all the things. So I am going to assume that she was just like, first of all, as a in love girl, delusional, I think somebody is in love with me after 2 days. As an in love
same,
girly, she probably
same.
was in her mind like, he is amazing. He doesn't judge me. Because at this point, they had been talking for a couple of days. Like, they hadn't, if we could, we'll just assume the time jumps of TV magic. And it was the New Year's Eve party. And now it's been a couple of days while we're on vacation. Let's say it's at least been 3 days. 15, Lola. I'm in love. Now, I'm not doing all of that. And down to the movie theater. Now, hold on. Hold on. I'm also from a small town. Don't need them type of problems. So I wasn't doing all that. But
But
I'm going to.
you're in love from a distance because they have not met since the party.
Yeah, but we on FaceTime with it.
Okay.
We all. Listen, I'm telling you, as a tiny teen tot who I'm texting my boo over Christmas break, trying to make plans to meet up. I just want to love and hug and kiss. So I'm just going to assume my girl was just in love. But like I said, she didn't have a healthy scope on sex. So she probably was just like, we up in here. And the teens were horny.
Yes.
The sex charge, it was through the roof. So she probably just thought that it was the right moment.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that. I can
Don't
see
go
that.
do that down to the movie theater ever again. Ever again. Like, come on, mama. Have some, like, let's, if you go do it discreetly. Let's not get caught in the movie theater.
Also, go on more dates. Put some time in this
But
this
I'm
relationship.
telling you that we
Not in the date hasn't finished.
we are dumb as teenagers. We're dumb. We're not smart. We're not
Yeah.
smart. So she was just like, she probably felt like she could be sexually comfortable with him. And she thought that, this is what I'm supposed to do, or this is what he might like. And I want him to like me, And especially
Right.
if you don't know how to have that conversation. I mean, like you said, they did really just start back, talking to
They
each
just are.
other. They hadn't seen each other since kindergarten. I don't know.
Yeah.
Elementary school.
And your point about the scope works well because the whole point, it was bizarre knowing not knowing ahead of time. So once we find out that she has a sex tape, I'm like, wow, you went from 0 to 10 knowing you had,
because that question threw her off guard because she thought it was behind her. She didn't even want to go to the party. The fact that she showed her face at the party was crazy.
Indeed.
Indeed.
So a theme that was kind of running throughout this series was the theme of protection. And for Keisha, she wanted to protect her mom from knowing about the sex tape. She wanted to protect Christian because he had this
bright future
to the detriment of herself,
Yeah.
of her future. She didn't say anything. just tried to handle it on her own. And I was like, it reminded me a bit of Megan Thee Stallion and the Tory Lanez case, how she did not want to get him in trouble when the police were called, so she initially lied, and then we learned that he indeed was convicted of shooting her. So
let's clear. I don't think he was convicted of I think it was a firearm. He had a firearm charge because he had already had a previous firearm charge, and he is not a legal resident of the United States of America. So, yeah. But, yeah.
Thanks for that.
No problem.
Thanks for that.
I don't like that man, but,
not
the
but
Negroes.
I was just like, yes, but the initial, she was like, I want to protect
him.
So, to her detriment.
Leave a black woman. Leave it to a black woman to want to protect the black man. Jesus Christ.
Another was that Justin's mom, Dawn, wanted to protect Justin from pretty much everything, but specifically the police. And so she was very nervous about him leaving at night. She's a helicopter parent where her husband was the opposite, but she was just like, I need you to be safe.
It was, I overstood Dawn. I think that a lot of people wanted to give her so much flack on the interwebs for being a helicopter parent, but if you think about it, like, this was set in LA, and LA is such a huge place. There are many ways for one to get caught slipping in the cracks. Like, there's a lot of ways where, your young boys, like any other major metropolis city in the US, there are so many ways for your young boys to get caught up in something and end up losing their life. So my girl Dawn was just like, I just want you to come back home. He had a learning disability. I think he had ADHD. Now I know we're not supposed to diagnose people, but I think that baby also had that tism. Okay.
You think he was autistic?
I think he was I think he was on the spectrum. I think he was on the autistic spectrum. I know we should not, diagnose people. That's not what we should do, but this is a fictional character. I'm going to say Justin's character, while he did have ADHD, I'm going to predict that he possibly had a bit of autistic characterizations into his character as well, because it's just the way he handled himself and how the conversations that around, like his bluntness, or his the way he phrased things and did things, his mannerisms of just how he interacted with Keisha, how he interacted with his friend. What was the friend's name? He's
Niles.
The baby. That's
Niles.
That
is
Darius.
That his real name?
Niles Fitch is his real name. Darius was his name on the episodes. But yeah.
This Is Us. Everybody except for Justin, I have seen in other work.
I think that this was Justin's first something according to his credit. He has credits, but I think that this was his first something that I've seen him in. Yeah, like he has other credits, but I
they were like, his IMDb is small.
Very small. It's like 12.
Right. Versus everybody else. Also, when I looked it up, he's from Dallas, Texas. Shout out to Texas. That's where I'm from.
Shout out to Texas.
Dallas as well. So I was like, oh, and I think we'll just jump in. I think he was great in this role. He was amazing. This character. Just like everybody acted amazing. And
this was 10 out of 10 for me. If we go ahead and get there. This was great.
Okay. As a series or acting?
As a series and as acting. As far as acting goes, like, it was very solid. But like the parents, I'm familiar with Wood Harris. I'm familiar with Karen Pittman on one of my favorite Apple TV shows,
The Morning Show.
The Morning Show, and it's coming
It sure is.
Oh my gosh. It's been what, like 3 years since we got our last season?
Yeah, I might have to renew my Apple subscription because I really enjoyed that series and her character as well.
Love the morning show, and I love Karen Pittman in it. Now there is the girlies have put together a cast of Karen Pittman. What's her name? We could talk about that. I'm going on a side section. The character choices were great, and the acting as a whole was also phenomenal.
Yeah, and Karen was also in Just Like That, the Sex and City spinoff. I know you don't watch that, but I watched the first season and then I let it go. But I was like, "You are talented." And then I want more for her. I want to see her in more stuff. I think she's excellent. I think every character were layered.
Mm-hmm.
And so, as one of this series was where now everybody, there was no like bad guy
there was no.
You can understand everybody's perspective. I understood Don wanting to protect her son. And wanting and putting him being very adamant about getting him on the path to higher education at her alma mater. And she talked about that. And then you have her yin and yang, her husband, Eric, who was just like, it'll be all right. Let him go. He's a kid.
He's gonna be okay. You want him to be a man. He gotta be a man. He gotta be a man.
Exactly. But he wasn't. He gave good advice, and then he let Justin do what he needed to do.
A fresh. Oh, it was. This is when I am talking about Black content. This is while all of the points of our stories need to be made, like we deserve, because Black people are not a monolith, we deserve a wide range, a wide variety of content that caters to each and every one of us. But this by far is my favorite genre, where both Black families are like realistic, but at the same time it's just like you don't see it every day, so sometimes it feels like it's not attainable. But the Edwards felt like their lifestyle felt attainable. You got a Black mom who was highly educated, very much so giving like a talented 10th. You could tell that if we got deep into it, I'm sure she was, deep in the Jack and Jill streets debutante. If she had a daughter, it would be now granted, I am glad that she didn't have a daughter, because I know probably be a little tighter on Dawn. I feel like she probably would have been a little that clutch pearls with her baby girl. But I just love like Shelly, like as a mom, she was, she really was supportive of Keisha. The one thing Shelly,
she was on the Mindy Project, and which is a comedy show, and I really like seeing her, and she played comedy well, so I really like seeing her in this dramatic role.
Yeah, well, she wasn't a dramatic role.
Comedy.
She was in Precious too.
Really? Mm-hmm. Ooh, I don't remember that. But okay,
she was in Precious too. She was in The Class.
I'm glad to see that she's back. Oh, okay. I'm glad to see her in this role, and I'm glad that she had layers to her as well. And really, to a compliment for the series was the parents were active participants in their kids' lives as much as it could be.
As much as it could
be. My other thing is that let the parents be parents and help you out, teenagers. They just want to help.
Okay, but you don't see it like that. You got you come on now. Go back to see as a teenager and thinking that I don't want to tell my mama because I don't want her to worry, or I don't want to hear that I told you so's, or because like I said, we're dumb. Teenagers are so stupid. They are not forward thinking. They just thinking about the now.
You dumb. I'll give you dumb. So I can agree with you that Justin not telling his mom about Keisha's sex tape I'm okay with that. Like, hey, I'm gonna stand by my girl. But Keisha not telling her mom about a sex tape and
Okay.
going with the lie of Christian and having to change schools and doing all this stuff for just because she would not tell her the truth.
Let me
Girl.
put it like this. Let me put it like this.
Okay.
All your life, your mom has poured into you to be a better version of her. You know, like, don't follow my footsteps. Don't do this. Don't do that. You're such a, or you, and once you hear that, you take on this form of perfection because that's what she was trying to do ultimately. Got the good grades. I got the good grades. I'm staying in my mom's good graces. I'm doing the extracurricular activities. I did so well. I got a scholarship into this prestigious school. I'm doing great. Everything's going great. I I'm not fitting in, but I'm not showing that I'm struggling right now. I meet this guy, we fall in love, and boom, my world is crashing down. But she wanted to protect her mom so much, and as somebody who saw my mom, go through things, you want, if you've taken on this role of perfection, you want to see it through to the end. Like, she was the only girl. She was trying her hardest. All she had to do was make it to senior year, make it to Howard. That's what she was trying to do. So if you have taken on this role in your head, my mama working 3-4 jobs, 2-3 jobs, trying to put me through school. She doesn't know what's going on right now. So I want to keep it that way because she deserves, her whole thing was like, she can't know, this can't break her. I've been the good girl for so long. I've been the good kid. Ain't nobody. I didn't get pregnant. I'm breaking that cycle. I'm doing great in this program, track, and all of this. And yes, it could be easier to be like, oh, all you got to do is tell her. But that's easier said than done. There are things that I'm gonna take to my grave for I tell my mama now. Come on now. There are things that happen in your life that you probably would not want to tell your parent.
Agree. But when it's a crime, I
She
gotta
didn't
say
see
something.
it as a crime. She was a willing, consenting partner. Yes, she did not consent to, but think about it. Yes, she did consent to being sent. But if I tell my mama I'm on the interwebs doing the grown folk do,
Mm-hmm.
what, she's not, her first mind probably is not going to be, okay, but he sent it. He shouldn't have sent it. Like, I don't think Shelley's character, because even in that, her first mind was, how could you be so dumb? Not why would he do that? Her first, like, when she finally
Yeah.
told her first mind was like, why would you be so dumb to let him record you? That's what she said. So it
Yeah.
it,
And
it
then
could
you
not have
find
been
out
easy. Right.
she right, right. And then we find out
Yeah, Keisha
she
sent it.
initiated the recording.
No, he wanted
Did
her
she
to record
initiate
it,
doing it
but
or
he wanted to
oh, okay.
record, but it was recorded on her phone and she sent it to him. So she had it
Him.
on her
Okay.
device
Okay.
for
So in the
safekeeping.
embarrassment.
And then I guess he was like, I just want to see
Mm-hmm.
it. Let me
He
see
was
it.
like,
And and and
yeah, I
and
won't
and
tell
and
nobody.
on to
Yeah.
Christian. What
Peer
there
pressure.
is peer pressure is
Because
something, because why do you need to prove that the black girls are better than the white girls, and why would you then go and show your girlfriend? Once again, teens being dumb, because why is that even a proof
BJ
that needs to be had? Like, what? What?
because you just answered your own question. Teenagers are dumb, and
I
you
know I
want to
was
save
dumb.
face. He wants to save face to his friends, even though are y'all really friends? But
They
that's
ain't
neither
friends.
here
They
nor
ain't no
there. And
friends.
so they ain't no friends.
They ain't no
So
friends.
it's a hard sell. You made a
What
great
what
point. It's
made
a
me
hard
sad
sell
most for
to
Keisha
me because,
was,
like I said,
sorry, we was overlapping. Like you said. Uh oh, can you hear me? Oh, okay. Sorry. What made me
No, say
sad
it
for
again.
Keisha?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, no, we breaking up. What's wrong?
Try one more time.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so it's just a delay.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll clear up once it's all recorded.
Okay, so what made me sad for Keisha was that in all of this, her mom and her cousins were just like, oh my gosh, he's a good man. We're gonna be making the NBA money. Like they could not even notice the looks that she was giving, because all they could think about was, we finna get out the hood. You gonna be running track. He gonna be making that NBA money. Y'all gonna be the next Barack and Michelle. Like they could not see that girl was hurting. Like I am a body language face reading, because my family we all speak with our face. Like our running thing is fix your face, fix your face, fix your face, because you know something is wrong by the look on our faces and our body language. So the fact that they couldn't even read that when she got the flowers, when they would casually bring him up, just nothing. They couldn't read anything, and I was like, this girl is sad. She's sad.
Yeah. And the opposite was with Dawn and Justin, that she knew when Keisha broke up with him and he was in a bed, like it
was all on his
face. Was like, it was all in his face. Give him space, because let him be in his room and work on his music, because he is super sad, and I'm a back away because he's super, super, super sad about this situation.
My first heartbreak, I remember that. Just sad, girl. Just in my room, sad, please.
So that goes into the other theme, which is pain. Teenage love can hurt. And so
is by far the most hurtful thing. You think that it is the worst of the worst. It's just like slide down the road. I remember like it was yesterday. Jasmine Sullivan and the reality is it reality TV? Her reality TV album and Forever Don't Last. Baby, I read that song in the ground. I was so heartbroken. The fact that they didn't put that song on any of the playlists is crazy, but the playlist was great. But that song, I was like, I remember, it's just picture it. 17-year-old Lola just in her room sobbing. My mom was like, are you okay, Sting? I'm fine. I'm fine. This show was great for me.
I can tell. So the pain. So giving teens the tools to handle matters of the heart. So Dawn, her tool was leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
I wished the dad would have like talked him through it a little. Just, or if not, I hope this show will allow parents to have that conversation when you are super sad. It's for you, it's the end of the world. He or she is the only person that you could ever love, and how do you go on,
it don't feel like it though, like that. Are you sure?
Of course.
That I'm gonna find other love. Like, granted, I found the love of my life, but at the time, girl, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. That boy just broke my heart. He just broke my heart.
Very true. One point that I did like was different from most YA novels, and really kind of most movies, was the fact that Justin admitted that he was a bit obsessed with her. Like he said, we need to part ways, because I need to find out who I am without you. And I was like, either that it doesn't happen, or it's usually the girl that's like super, I'm going to follow you, head over here. I'm going to follow you wherever you go. That was kind of the premise of Felicity.
I love seeing a man down bad by the girl. I love seeing a man down bad by the woman. That baby when he was watching them and the tears started forming in his eyes, I said,
watching Christian?
Yeah, when they had went over at the baseball game and they were talking and he was just staring at them from afar. And Dawn is me because you're not gonna hurt my baby feelings. I don't care who that. I don't care if she black and if I like her. That little hussy, because you're not gonna hurt my baby feelings. And Dawn was like, not my baby.
Yeah,
I don't
that
like
was
that.
that moment. I was like, oh, he is. I was sad as a viewer. Just he went from joy. Keisha is my girl, and then meeting meeting the mom for the first time, and then seeing Keisha go off with Justin, and then his whole face said the entire joy
tears wanted to
hurt to
fall.
pain.
Them tears wanted to fall. He was like, I said,
and that gutted me. I was like, Keisha, you ain't right. You ain't right. That's why I'm team Justin than team Keisha.
I'm gonna always take the girl side. I don't care.
Normally I would.
Nothing about it. I support women's rights and wrongs. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Cause you ain't even give her a chance. He ain't even give her a chance. You didn't give her no chance to explain. You just saw the back of her. You didn't even see her making the nasty looking face.
She never should have went. She never should have went. You can text him what you need to say. You with me.
Yeah, but we right here and he got something to say. He got something to say.
Ma'am.
He got something
to say.
No,
ma'am, Sam. Oh, that got me. I was like, you acting. You acting.
You are. This has been an amazing show. Okay, an amazing show.
I would put it as amazing. I put it as very good. I'm happy they got a second season. My only things where my score has changed is the last two episodes. I thought it was more like an epilogue, when I feel like episode 6 was a good solid ending. And then episode 7 and 8 was the going to graduation, and then the breakup was around that time, and I was like, I felt like it dragged a little versus a clear. I would have ended it like graduation. They break up amicably and they kind of go their separate ways. Hear me out.
In this day and age where most of our shows are prematurely canceled, not given the chance, I think Mara wrote to an ending to where if they end it, it'll be okay because we did get somewhat of an ending.
Okay.
If you look at it like that, because people were saying like, oh, it's a limited series, it's not coming back. And so it looks like she wrote it to, this is the final ending. Right. So I'm going to give it grace for that alone, but I do understand what you're saying because we could have ended with episode 6 and been all right. But I think they were giving us an ending that if they said, okay, it's not coming back for season 2, we would be fine and watch it.
Right, because those last 2 episodes would be kind of like we're saying goodbye to these characters, versus episode 6 is we finished this story.
Yes.
We finished the story, and then 7 and 8 is like we're saying goodbye to these characters. But now we don't have to. The other thing is I was unsure of the timing because I thought they were in the pandemic in 7 and 8. Like I thought it started in 2017, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, the end of 2017, early 2018. So no, they would not have been. They graduated in 2019, so that means we would not be. No, pandemic is March 2020.
Okay.
So this is summer of 2019.
All right, fine. Okay, I needed that because I was like,
listen, summer of 2019 was my best summer. If I knew that the world was shutting down in just a few short months, I would have gone harder.
Absolutely, we all would have. Okay, that totally changed my thought, because I was like, where are the masks? Where are the masks? It was confusing, but it started in 2020, not 2019. All right, cool. The other thought I had was cultural touch points for this reimagining of the Judy Blume story was that Black moms worrying about their young sons due to racial profiling.
Yeah.
And my heart raced when the police came up, because I'm of two minds. I'm like, Mara, why you gotta put that in there? Can we all
it's
be
our
happy
reality
in this? But then the other mind is, that's not the world we're living in. That's not the world he's living in, and it would be a disingenuous not to, in LA at night in a Jeep. It was just like, it's too many things.
My heart still races to this day if a police pulls me over. I think I think that's just the plight of being Black in America.
Yeah. Agreed. So there you go. So and then the other cultural touch point was having Don being like so happy that Keisha was Black, that he was dating a Black.
If you are in the lore of California, them Black boys love them a racially ambiguous young lady.
Oh.
They love a racially ambiguous young lady. Oh, my God, on tonight. I mean.
Because she was elated.
She said, Black Keisha?
Absolutely. Just like, I done raised him right. I done did something right.
I done raised him right. She's Black and she's dark skinned.
Yes.
Lord, thank you, Jesus. I have a future and a hope.
I also appreciate that, casting wise, that she is chocolate.
She is
undeniably
Lovey Simone.
That is a Black.
I have been watching her since Greenleaf. Love Lovey Simone.
She's great.
She is a phenomenal actress. So let's just run down the casting list so Michael Cooper Jr. plays Justin Edwards. Lovey Simone plays Keisha Clark. Zosha Rockmore plays Shelley Clark, who is Keisha's mother. Marvin L. Winans, I did not know he was a Winans. Marvin L. Winans the third, honey, is plays Jaden Edwards. I've seen him on a couple things. I just can't quite put my finger on.
Was that the brother?
Yes, that was a baby brother. That was Justin's brother. I would love to see more of him. Yeah. More conversations with Jaden. Wood Edward. I don't know why I keep saying Edward. Wood Harris plays Eric Edwards, who is Justin's dad. Karen Pittman plays Dawn Edwards, who's Justin's mom. Niles Fitch plays Justin's friend Darius. Adrian Ray plays Brittany, Keisha's cousin.
She's from the game.
She is from the new seasons of the game. She is Britt Brad. Which is funny because her name is Brittany in this too. Allie Gallo plays Chloe, which was a great friend to Keisha. When she took her to Oak Bluffs to find Justin on spring break, I said, now that's a friend. That's a friend because she normally vacations elsewhere, okay? She said, me and my family, we usually don't vacation here. I'm just here with my aunt and to help my girl, okay? Barry Shabaka Henley played George, which was Keisha's grandfather, and so on and so on. Please check this out. If you have not seen Forever yet, I don't know where you've been living, girl. We late but with this review, but girl, once you watch this review, go watch it. And if you've already watched it, watch this review and watch it again.
Watch it again. Lastly, what are your predictions for season 2? Where can they go with this series?
Now, let's throw a monkey in the wrench.
I know you love it.
I love a monkey in the wrench. Darius somehow ends up at Howard with Keisha. Stay with me. Stay with me. Darius is the friend.
Oh.
Darius somehow ends up at Howard with Keisha. They become close because they're familiar. One thing about HBCUs, you find people that you either lived in the same state with you or has some close proximity to somebody else to you. They live in the same state. They have close proximity because of Justice. Stay with me. Keisha and Darius, they don't date, but Darius texts Justin like, hey, if I started dating Keisha, how would you feel? Stay with me. Stay with me. Stay with me. Justin
You are
says,
choosing violence.
I am choosing violence. Let's keep this train rolling. Justin says, oh, that's weird, but you know, we're seeing other people right now. Go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Darius doesn't think anything of it because boys are stupid. Justin is like, what y'all doing for homecoming? I should come for homecoming. Justin pulls up for homecoming. Let's start the mess. Let's.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Drag it on.
I will watch that.
I know you would.
I will absolutely watch that. But boy, that's not where I was going. I was gonna go with he finds a girl.
Yeah, of course.
Because he's not going to school.
He's not going to school. He's still at home. That's why I said that. He's still at home. Yeah. But
and she is in a kind of a space of, do I
she's gonna date. Hope? She's not gonna hold out hope. She's gonna date. It's just that Darius is right here, but she doesn't really play into Darius. That they're like friends. They've gotten close because, like I said, they're familiar with each other, and they are 2,500 miles away from home. Like they don't get to go home on holidays. They are so far away from home. They find solace in each other, and Darius falls head over heels for Keisha. Stay with me, everybody. Stay with me, okay? I know Howard don't have no football team, or do they? I know that they ain't got no football team worth it. But
okay,
hear me out. Hear me out. He goes to Howard. I know it's far-fetched and this is not going to happen. But, however, one could dream.
One could dream. Mara may be like, maybe not all of that, but you've given me an idea.
Mara, take my ideas. I don't even care. I don't care.
Exactly.
Have fun with it. But I want it to be so unorthodox that everybody is on their head on Twitter. Like, who is in the writer's room? And I'm going to sit in my bedroom and be like, I know that they watched our podcast.
For sure. I kind of want to see where this music thing goes with Justin and his mom, because that was a point of contention, because as a parent, you're just like, what is...
Because he working down at the CVS. He didn't even go nowhere. I said, the CVS?
And you trying to make beats.
And
beats ain't going to pay these rent.
Let's go down and let's make some beats.
Make some beats. So I think that'll be interesting. I love when they were at the Hamptons and that their family get together and how everybody was just throwing shade.
Black.
For sure. I love that. What do you think? So the sky's the limit. Ultimately, I'm not sure if Keisha and Justin should be together.
I want them to. Yes. I want them to. I want them, as somebody who I'm not.
Or I want them to date other people, or maybe
they should date other people. I was for to put my business out there about
not today.
About high school and college dating. Ultimately, guys, it's okay to let that high school romance go. It's okay. Don't take it to college.
Yeah, it's rare that it makes it. One more thing, and we'll be done. What do you think about the play cousin talking about in the Hamptons?
That's not far-fetched.
That's
not far-fetched.
Like, hey,
because they know they're not real cousins. She was. as much as we talked about Keisha, she was, you know.
But my thing is, you grew up with him. I always have an issue with growing up with somebody, not related, but growing up with somebody for years, and now
things change. I think things change. It's not all, you know, you grow up and then you like, I mean,
and
you look different. You know, we grew
but you
up
still the
together.
person who we bathed together when we was 3. Like, I know everything about you
Yeah,
because
but
you're
that also
you're
makes
pretty
it.
much family.
Mm,
It's pretty much family. We don't have the
if they
blood.
can
We have everything else but the blood.
if they can write Danny sleeping with what's his name,
Andre.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
And how we feel about that?
at least let the teenagers who are the same age, at least she wasn't giving him a bath. Come on now with this one, because ultimately
I'm not all right with it.
we are friends who were chosen for each other because of the proximity of our parents. I'm okay with this
And
one.
we have now our family. I call your mom my aunt. We're gonna have to part. We're gonna have to agree to disagree.
I think I'm okay with this one. I'm all right with
Okay.
this one.
All right. All right. On that note, you said you gave it a 10.
I gave it a 10.
Oh, a 10 out of 10. I was at 8, but I'm putting it. But listen,
Okay.
because I thought they
Oh, okay.
totally botched the pandemic. So now it's a 9. It's a
Now it's a
9.
9. Oh, but
Yeah,
that means in the next few seasons, their
we're
first
gonna
few
be in a.
years of college is pandemic. Oh no, that means she don't even go off. Now I gotta change my prediction. She don't even go off to school because she gets her fall, all of her fall semester. She get okay. I can stick with my prediction.
Gonna be online. How?
Because fall 2019 going into spring 2020,
Oh, okay.
we were there for all of fall. We were there for fall. So
Mm-hmm.
she gets the homecoming. She gets the you know, they get the close in those few months and then they all go back home.
Mm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That'd be
Mara,
cool.
call me. Hit me up, girl.
That'd be a great feat. I don't think we've seen a show tackle a pandemic like in the show, in the movie, in the series, where okay, before a pandemic, we are now in the pandemic.
Yeah.
I can't remember one
No, I
unless there
can't
was.
either. I
Yeah.
can't either.
Anywho, either like what comes to mind is Insecure, where the pandemic happened and then they shut down production, and then the next season they had to totally change the script, but it wasn't pandemic. Was it pandemic? No, it wasn't pandemic related. They just tried to end the show. So, anywho, I'm looking forward to where they go with this show, this couple, or these two teenagers, these parents. More story to tell, and I'm excited to see what happens with.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, tell your friends, subscribe, and we will catch you later.
Toodaloo.